today is the Igwe here. If you live in Benin Kingdom, you will realize that, you know, as the year is coming to an end, the Beninese have always come together, and of course, they observe and celebrate the annual Igwe festival. Well, when we talk about the Igwe festival, there are so many minds, so many methodology, and of course, so many analysis. And a report has it that it is actually, you know, a once upon a time festival that was celebrated by Oba Ewaye the First to celebrate his magical powers, and also to celebrate his marriage to a certain wife. Well, these are some of the explanations that we get to find when we talk about the UGIE festival. Well, to throw more light on the UGIE festival today, we are so privileged to have two eloquent and erudite, you know, scholars, I should say, as far as Benin issues are concerned. We are so privileged to have Chief Osemege Osayomabo Ero, the Doba Yohai of Benin Kingdom. Sir, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV. Domusa, Lawize. Yes, sir. And also, too, we have a Benin cleric, Cavalry Uhunamore. Sir, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV. All right, now, gentlemen, let's kick the ball rolling now. When we say UGIE Festival, what exactly are we talking about, sir? I'll start with Chief.
When we say UGIE Festival, the meaning of UGIE in Benin, in English, is a festival. It's a concerning setting festival you are performing. But when you say Igwe Festival, then it's still UGIE.
Okay.
Done at the end of the year by the Beninese, Igwe. And it's a type of religion and a type of life, the way we live, the way we thank Almighty God for surviving the year. That is how it came about, and there are many things that happen that are brought into it. When you are doing festival, when you are happy, even our modern time now, see the DJ, you see the type of dance they are dancing, you see this singing, and so on. They bring in very many things, and that's how Igwe Festival came about. And if you say the beginning of it, if you let me have it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, the concept of the head to a Benin man or Benin person is quite different from other people, because the Benin people from the ancient time, that they recognize the head as is a symbol of something that God has created wonderfully.
Okay.
That you think in the head, everything you do in your life is your head. The head contains the mouth, the teeth, you eat, the speaking, the eyes, the ears, and so on. So that when you are intelligent, you say, that's somebody that is intelligent, is able to think, is able to create, and that creation is not from the body, it's from the thinking of the head. Okay. So such a thing should be preserved, and not worship, of course, but should be preserved. But when you say worship, it's different thing entirely. But you look at the head that, well, I'm able to survive. My head is able to survive and get to the end of the year after about 12 months, or as the case may be. So if there's no head, there's no body.
Yeah, Chief. So we're saying what we're saying here is that what you are saying here is that why the Benin must celebrate the Igwe is to thank God for his life,
for his life,
for his head in quotes now, having saved him for a period of 12 years. But some people say that the Igwe Festival is to reminiscence, you know, an encounter that the first Oba the First had with his enemies. You know, he was troubled, he had to run, and of course he ran into safety, and a certain wife saved him and all that. Is there any relationship between what you are saying now and the true story that we read?
There's a relationship, because if a wife brought in certain things, he's still talking about the head.
Yeah.
All right, for instance, what you are saying, Oba the First made people already serving, having their end of year, and he made it at that time we call Uruhu. not Guo.
Okay.
He brought Gue. Then, but before then, people that are made of John Way, that's what we have in our society. That of John Way, so I became of John Way in March. The next year, March, he celebrates it, that call people together, please. It is now a year that I have been made an John Way. Then he celebrates it.
Okay.
Then, that type of celebration will be going to serve your head, if I can use that word.
Okay. Perhaps.
But during the time of Baewa, you have mentioned, Ogun was a prince, and he encountered very many things because of the process he came in, which is a long one, and the death with the father, Obaohen. The Obaohen, according to Benin story, killed the Iyase at that time. And when the Benin discovered he killed the Iyase because he became a lame through some processes. And doesn't want people to know this secret. Iyase knew about it, and he killed Iyase. And the people now say that we don't kill a number. Well, we give him a chalk. Now they all combine together and kill Ohen. And because of the love that Ohen made to the mother of Prince Ogu, that's who became Mbaewa, he was annoyed that the people that gave the father of Ohen Orui, that the white chalk that made the Oba to die, Oba didn't die, of course, he dealt with them. And the process in dealing with them, killing them, he now became a pirate in the bush.
Okay.
It was that time.
First of Baewa.
Yes, first of Baewa. Yeah. And it was that time, because he became a pirate, they were pursuing him too. They were looking for him to kill. Then he was in the forest. He met very many things. Some of them magically, you cannot expect what really happened. But there was a time when they were pursuing him along Kehua Road, the Gogogin, they call it. The village is still there. Then he got to the bush and hid himself. And as he was there, people came and said, but he was here. He entered the bush here. Let us also hide ourselves. Maybe he will come out. After about 30 minutes or thereabout, he himself was trying to come out. And he saw some leaves moving. And when he looked, he saw that human beings were hiding there, those pursuing him. Then he stayed. After a while, they left. Then he himself rose up and went to the leaf. And we call that leaf everywhere. Then he said, oh, this leaf has saved my head. He plucked it and put it on his head. Okay. When he became an Oba, celebrating, he told them what happened, that leaf saved him, a leaf of luck. That's where I came in. And there was a way of human being also. So that, the question you have asked is, should have the tail end of what we are discussing. Or the origin of Igwe Festival. How do we celebrate Igwe? I don't know the area you are trying to ask us a question.
All right, now let me come to Pastor Hunamere. Now, you see, just like what he said, that it was actually an encounter that Baewa the First had in the bush, and trying to test his magical powers and how he was saved by the airway and all that. Now, but one thing that seems to be very, very clear is that this, festival or this observation, this story that Chief just talked about now, did not end with the first Oba Ewa. I mean, one would have thought that was a personal encounter. What do you think is there that has kept this tradition ongoing for decades, for years now?
I think, thank you very much. I think that the Oba is the head of the Benin Kingdom. And whatever he has is praised to the kingdom. He gives it out and introduce and bring forth 6 steps for the entire Benin to rise. And in the case of this Ikwe and Ewe, when he came out of that forest after his safety, he plucked that leaf, according to Benin,
the tradition,
story, and brought it to the palace, narrating the story to the entire Benin, and he told them that with this leaf, he was saved today. Because why he was intending to stand up after thinking that the people were after his life has gone. This leaf shook. It's now a symbol of safety. And if you are a Benin man, you will ever hear when a Benin man will say, "Okay, that safe arrival." As you embark on this journey, may you have safe arrival. So that leaf, the Ebaewari the first brought it as a symbol of safety. He was saved through this leaf. By this leaf that shook, he detected and discovered that the enemy were still on the island. And for that reason, I will celebrate my safety yearly. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's like people having birthday, anniversary of whatever that transpired. Marriage anniversary, safety anniversary, birthday anniversary. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he introduced it as a tradition to the Edos. And it became towards the end of the year, as everyone journeyed from January toward the end of the year, you must celebrate safety. According to the Oba, that the Lord God Almighty took you all through January, February to December. And that is why you discover that this Benin tradition, Igwe, is always at the end
of the year. Yeah.
To explain that ascribing the glory to God, let us give thanks to God for his safe arrival through this year, from January to this December. And the symbol of this is this leaf. Okay.
Now, before we talk about the symbol of how symbolic is the Ebewe leaf, and of course the significance of the UGIE festival to the Benin people. Now, you discovered that this UGIE is segmented into various days. I mean, just about 2 days ago, we had the UGIE Mobo, and of course, we also had UGIE Ivioba. Today is UGIE Dohia. That is the day that all Beninese they participate in the UGIE festival. Now, what gave rise to all this segmentation?
If I can, this segmentation you are talking about, Igwe is divided into about 8 or 7 parts.
Okay.
Otu Ugiroba, Ugie Iroba, Ugion.
Okay, let's start it from the first day. Yeah.
Okay. Otu Ugiroba. That means the opening of the festival.
Okay.
And you have a hall, very big hall that can take about 2,000 people at a time at the palace there. There you have all the obas, the altars of the obas that has lived. They have in there. So that you know that
the
when
altars,
yeah, the altars
of all the obas.
All the obas. You have them there. Yeah. So that when the Oba is going to celebrate Igwe, first of all, he prays to his ancestors. And we take the Oba's ancestors as the ancestor of the Benin. And pray to the, because we recognize the late Obas, they are spirituals. They are spirits. So that they have souls. And their souls still living with God. And when we are praying, we pray to the Almighty. We pray to the ancestors. We remember our ancestors. I pray to my mother. I pray to my father.
Okay, that's for the Ugiroba yes, now. What about the next one?
The next one, that's Utu Giroba. Then Ugiroba.
Okay.
Then that one follows immediately. And in that one, he also prays that he can give title, he can slaughter animals in the service of the Ugiroba. And in that one, you see the chiefs dancing to the palace at that very day.
Then let's just quickly run through them. Then the next one.
Okay, the next one is Ugion.
Okay.
Ugion is brought into to it too. There was a time that the Uzama, that is the kingmakers, had problem with Baesigi and so on. So in order to settle, when that matter was resolved, finally, that's we call it Ugion.
So it has to be reminiscence during the Igwe festival. Okay.
And you see
that the Oba settled with the Uzamas.
You see the Uzamas paying homage kneel down to the Oba,
okay,
to settle that matter,
okay.
because even Obasige created another Uzama Nibie at that time. That because the original Uzamas were neglected. But when they saw that he created another one, so why? He said, yes, Uzama Nibie, to push you aside because you are not responding to my this thing. They have to create another, but those people are still there. So that's going on. Then you have Otwe Igwoba.
Okay.
Otu Igwoba comes in, the Oba comes out of Ugozola, and the chiefs will greet.
They go to the palace to pay homage to the Oba.
Yes.
Okay.
And in that one, he gives kola nut to people, pray for them.
As a symbol of what?
Yeah, as a symbol. No, as a symbol that I'm starting my festival now.
Okay.
To Igwoba.
Okay.
Then after that one, you have Igwoba. That's the real festival now.
Okay.
Where people now come in, chiefs will also down to the palace and so on. And it's a great festival. That was the real Igwe festival, where the Oba now celebrate. And many animals are slaughtered. And Ogefa takes praise with some herbs, touching the Oba's parts of the body, that he will stay, no illness, nothing. The kingdom will be stable for him to live, to rule. That prayer. After that one, the Yogbe will now take over and also pray to the Oba.
Okay, so after that one,
after that one, you also have you now have a Mobo.
Mobo. Okay.
Mobo is another historical festival also brought in, because Arwa and the Giant under Baesige, they fought one of the fiercest war, very bloody, ever encountered in Benin Kingdom, according to what we have learned from history. So after that war, there was something that happened, because like this Ivie, this bead,
the Kora bead,
that Aaron had, that was the only gift the father gave to him, Oba Ozola. And if the dress of the Oba is not almost complete, according to history, when he doesn't have that
Kora bead.
Yeah, so, but the other gift was given to Oba Esige. So after that war, Aaron was driven back to Udo, and when he was going to drown himself at the lake of Udo, he removed this and said, this is what Esige is needing from me. That he put a curse on it and put it down for them to wait.
And he now drowned.
He drowned. But when they got there, they saw the bead.
Yeah.
I said, Esige took it from them. Yes, he was happy. Immediately he put it on. He was speaking, a strange language.
Okay, so the Ugemobo is reminiscence, the encounter that Obaisige had with Aaron. All right. So.
But the people that usually take part, this is the only place when the Oba will come out from the palace when he's serving, when he's doing the festival.
From the harem,
coming to Urokwere. That's the gate. Urokwere, we call it Urokwere, and prepare a sort of a pavilion there for him, where you sit down, that red scarlet, fine, beautiful place, where the Esogban will come in and pray, and they say that all the evils, all those things, that all the bad things that have been going on, those who could not get food to eat, I said they should go to Udo and go and eat.
Okay, so after that now, we now have the Gwedo here.
Gwedo here.
Okay, which is
after Emobo, that very night, Ibioba, that's the princess, the princes.
Yeah.
They always celebrate their own Igwe that very night.
Okay, before the Ugedo here. Okay, which we're observing today.
We are observing today.
Now, let me come to Pastor Hunamere, because you heard what Chief said during his discourse. He had mentioned, slaughtering of animals and, making prayers and all that. Now, for the concern of most people, they see this Igwe festival as fetish. I don't know what your reservations are on that.
Yes, this is not the first time we are talking about this very subject. To the believers, the Christians, they don't celebrate the festival. They see it as fetish because of these sacrifices involved. naturally, what the message behind it is not bad at all. You understand? Just like as I narrated, according to Ewari the First, the reason for this. But as for what our daddy has explained of what took part in the palace, that is not the issue of the way and the way of it.
Yeah, but when you have slaughtering of goats, of animals and all that, so the average person, he sees it as fetish.
That is what I'm
and that's probably why most people, they don't want to partake in the Igwe festival. Yeah.
It becomes traditional and idolatries. You understand what I'm saying? But the message, the purpose, you understand, to which the Oba Ewari the First brought this for. Because if you watch what the chief has explained, you discover that other additional functions are now added to it. Are you understand? But that is within the palace. But that, the very Igwe
that concerns everybody.
Benin
is
a different ballgame entirely.
Okay.
You understand? And that is the very primary reason for the Eba Ewari the First brought forth the issues of this Igwe. One, Igwe, according to what the chiefs explained at the beginning, is giving glory to God, thanking God Almighty that I'm still alive. My head is still alive. Otherwise, I would have gone with this war.
All right, so what you're saying is that for any person that wants to partake in the Igwe festival, he should not concern his or herself with what happens at the palace.
No, that definitely, the entire Benin is not involved with whatever that happens.
The slaughtering of the animals and all that. Yeah.
But the very primary reason, if you look at the Bible, Act of the Apostle chapter 17, 23, 24, such thing happened in a city called Acton. And if you ever be conversant with one of the sacrifices that Edo people made is Osagbaye. When they put that very peacock, I don't know, you understand, on that very long pole, and sacrifice up, and that very dove for a period of days before he gives his life. You will discover that the Edos themselves know there is a God. And that sacrifice they make, only to them, is to the Almighty God. As a sacrifice to the God that lives up there, they give it. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Now, in that Osabai, Benin from the beginning know God exists. But the way through which they serve this same God is what we concern.
And that is what most people are not. Okay. Now, let me come to, I also come to, because we really need the chief to really throw light on so many issues here. Now, you discover that, just like what I said, that we have so many mites and beliefs and all that. Now, a certain mite has it that the Oba is not supposed to come close to a non-native this period. Is not supposed to speak to a non-native this period. And of course, that brings to mind the encounter that happened at in the Benin expedition in 1897 with Consul Philip, when it was said that non-indigenous was not supposed to come to Benin because of the Igwe festival. No. Is it correct that the Oba is not supposed to do anything with the non-native this period?
No. Even it was not Igwe festival at that time.
Okay.
It was Agwe. Call it Agwe.
Okay.
And it's a time for prayer, a time for a serious this in the what they call it? I mean prayer. I mean, they have a
serious atonement with your Maker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was that was brought up even by Obaisige. Obaisige was a Catholic, baptized. He went to Portugal at that time. And when he came back as a baptized Christian, even they were almost removing him not to become a king because of his Christian minded. He brought what we call a guamaton now. That a guamaton, where the Oba now prays, where we have some issues settled. It's a mass assault. That's night prayer. That's night mass, evening mass. Which the Catholic was doing in those days. From there developed to a mass as a guamaton, what we call it now. They pray there. SEJ now, I believe that atonement, and they said for a whole month there should be prayer. Nobody should go out. You don't see visitors. Even you don't see his people. Let those people selected to go and do agwe, they will remain in the palace. They don't eat fresh meat. They eat fish. They eat food without oil.
And as then, Consul Phillips requested to visit the palace.
That time, no dance, nothing happened unless those people concentrate on that prayer for the welfare of the country, of the kingdom at that time. And it was at that time. It doesn't see people. Why was, Voram, it was the time of 1897 year. A thing that was started in 1504. Then down to this side, this time now, they are still doing a Agwe festival. So he said I was called. No, you can't see the Oba this time. It's not because he's a visitor. Please, you can't see the Oba. He's praying, he's doing something. He's doing a festival that you can't see him. They said no, that unless he comes. At that time, people know, those people, visitors know, those who were coming to Benin at that time, they know quite well the Oba at the Agwe festival. It's quite different from
Igwe festival. Okay, so in other words, the Oba sees
January to February and so on. That is the time.
But do we still have that now in Benin?
No, because of what happened. But we still have it. The Oba still celebrate it quietly.
Okay.
Still celebrate it quietly.
Okay.
So people, after the celebration of Agwe festival, they usually give a medal to people that join him to celebrate it, to see the important. It was a Christian something that was brought in to it.
Okay. Now, Pastor Cavalry, you are a Benin cleric, and I know that you follow Benin tradition and culture so well. Now, you discover that after the UGIE here, the next day we have the airway whereby people go around, they take the airway leave and give it to all that. Can you express all this?
I told you, when I first spoke to you, I explained to you that the coming together of the Benin's towards the end of the year is to pray. First, to appreciate God that they are alive. You understand? And thereafter, after they slaughter whatever they want to slaughter, in the morning, because I took in watching this event when I was young. In the morning, they took firebrand, what we call firewood, with fire on it. Then what are they doing? They are praying to the evil, against the evil in the land, against witches, against wizards, against whoever that is destroying the village, against thieves, robbers, kidnappers, anything called evil.
That's on the money of the Igwe.
After the Igwe. Now the Igwe, so to say, they met well with it. It is the process. Now it is acknowledging that they are alive. We arrive well. We bless God for that. After prayers in the morning, they take that fire very early in the morning, praying just like we pray in the church today. Binding
evil, driving evils away.
Yes. Or whatever. That was the process. They know better. As I told you in the Act of the Apostles, chapter 17, verse 23-24, when Paul told the people of Athens, he said, I was coming to this land. I saw there were various altars, but I saw a particular one you said to the unknown God. In other words, you recognize there is a God somewhere. Are you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't take this firewood down and throw it up to the boundary, the extreme, to the end of the village, and cast that firewood away.
So in other words, they use that to remove
as a kind of
wiping away,
causing anyone with evil practices and throw it away.
And of course, they still do that till today. Yeah. So we're going to be having that tomorrow morning.
Very early tomorrow morning. That's when they do that.
Okay.
Then when they are coming from there, where they cast that firewood away, they block the safe arrival leave.
That's the airway that's Obaewa
arrived. The Obaewa took. That saved him, according to him, when he was about to rise, where he was hiding in his hiding place.
Now, where does the lady Ewe comes in all this? Because if you go through the history, you read that Obaewa got married to Ewe, a lady. I don't know if you've...
Yes, Obaewa married to a lady. Ubi was a daughter to Ogieka.
Okay.
Ogieka is still there today after along the Kenwa Road, after the Uniben. Yes, the man is still there. So he married, they said that he was married to the daughter of Ogeka. And when the girl got to the palace, never wanted to marry the Oba or be in the harem at all. So he was committing nuisance and many other things. So she was driven away with a firebrand. Ubiri, go away. That's what they said in the story. But Ogeka felt very embarrassed. So, okay, I still have another daughter. Aware, the name Aware. Then also sent to Obaewa, the first. And there was peace. And that the girl was quite a different thing entirely.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking this because so that we don't get it mixed up. The Airway live, we had a history that read that Airway live
listen.
Yes, sir.
So the name, Airway is a name we give to our children. We are still bearing it.
Symbolizes
safety.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So it's all right. They sent Airway. Airway was also in the palace. There was peace and joy. But later, the lady or the wife became somehow sad. So, what is happening to you? You have been very good. He said, oh no, I am remembering my love sister, Oyoyo. Say, Oyoyo, okay, go and bring Oyoyo. That's why. Okay,
so Airway now brought Oyoyo.
Yes. They came and married. Why married the daughter again? Okay. Two of them. Okay. So that's why we say Ewe go yo.
Okay.
Ewe no yo. Ewe go yo. This is your sister.
Okay. So somehow it's being it's mixed up now when we say Ewe no yo.
Ewe go yo.
Ewe no yo. Because I hear people say Ewe no yo.
Go yo.
Okay.
Look at yours. This is your sister. Yo. So there was happiness.
Okay.
So that we have where they live and where the human being was a wife.
All right. Now, Pastor, quickly, let's look at the significance to the Benin.
And excuse me, the airway, like what a pastor is saying, the airway, when we celebrate it, we don't kill any animal. We don't. It's a happiness. Where that live is just like what we now do, Christmas card. That's what we have.
It's a leaf that symbolizes
it's a leaf that symbolizes safety.
Wishes you safety traveling for the new year.
So at times when I look at what, particularly the Benin Christendom, what they are preaching here is damaging.
Well, you cannot say so, Chief.
When I say damaging, some of them, the way they are approaching the culture.
All right, Pastor Cavalry, let's look at the significance before we wrap up now quickly. Yeah, the significance of the UGIE to the Beninese.
Well, there is quite blissful to the Benin, this festival, they call it. But one of the, I told you that the perspective of the celebration is what the believers are mindful about. You understand? They have good motive. Are you getting what I'm saying? Just like I narrated to you from the Bible, to the unknown God. The Benin know from the beginning there is God there. You understand? And they want to worship that God. The channel through which they worship God is where the Christian has the problem with.
That they are not in tandem.
You understand? That where they have the problem with. Otherwise, I have always said that Benin are the perfect act in recognizing the Almighty God. Even when you see them want to worship their idol, they'll say, Salobua, they acknowledge God first before they mention anything, whether Ogun, Shango, or whatever. They acknowledge that God, you are there. In spite, I want to worship any other thing here.
How do we get to that God?
Are you getting what we are saying? So, this issue of Ewe is, like he explained, is the symbol of it is safety. Arrival.
It symbolizes safety,
yes. I celebrate with you. I thank God that we could see this is the means of good arrival, safety,
and starting a new year. Yeah.
Okay, that is the reason why they celebrate.
Okay, now, Chief, quickly because of time now. Now, how do we go about today's UGIE? Just quickly, 1 minute. I mean, for the viewers watching out there.
Those who are celebrating UGIE. It's not everybody. Celebrating, they will celebrate it whatever they want to use.
How?
Some celebrate it and kill a goat, kill a fowl, and eat. Some use it to.
But there's no specific way.
They use it to anoint their heads. They dance with their family.
And again, that is fetish. Some people
if you call it fetish, yes. You call it fetish. I have told you the importance, the concept of the head by the Benin person. We still have the head. For this one, the head is divided into 3 parts. And before a man can cover with his intelligence, one side of it is difficult. If you can cover 2, you are extremely genius because of the creation. We are looking at it from
so that. God Almighty needs to cover it.
Scientifically, when you study the head, when you break the brain, connecting the body, that's how we are, because we have not been able to deliberate.
All right, so for the man that probably kills a goat today and takes the blood and puts on his forehead, that's fetish. That's where you don't.
Christianity is not embracing this very issue of Igwe.
Okay.
Otherwise, the perspective of the world, excuse me, sir, is that is a moment of thanking God Almighty.
Okay.
And through which channel through this Ewe and through this Ubi and that of Igwe is to pray to the end of the year. Oh, thank you, Lord, I am alive today. All
right, so what we are saying here is that the way you want to celebrate it depends on the way you want to do it. So if you want to kill a goat and use it you do it.
There are some Benis now. They kill a goat, they don't anoint their heads.
Okay.
And they say that they are doing a Igwe.
All right, so
they dance.
I think
and they
time,
eat and they send money. They send food to friends and so on.
All right, thank you so much.
We have very many religions. The Christian religion there, the Muslim religion there, the Benin religion is also there. So we are free. Every religion is free to do it in their own way. You don't force people to do what he doesn't like.
Okay.
I believe in God.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. We've been speaking with Chief Osemigie Osayombo Ero, the Oba Yochai of Benin Kingdom, Oba Yochai of Benin, and also Pastor Kavari Uhunamuri, a Benin cleric, talking about the Igwe festival. So I said that today is Igwedo here in Benin. So we celebrate with the Beninese as they wish themselves Happy New Year in advance, and of course, Merry Xmas. Well, we'll take a short pause now to do all the segments. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks. Yeah.